All right, welcome to another broadcast of Live with KB. I'm your host, Kendall Butler. I'm here with my next guest, Mr. Al, owner of Big Al's restaurant here in Salem Town, here right in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to find out more about his life, where he came up from, where he grew up, and how he got into the restaurant business, and how he's flourishing right now here in the heart of Nashville. Welcome to another broadcast of Live with KB. Mr. Al, how you doing today?
I'm fine.
All right. So we're going to get more into your history. I know a lot of people know you here in the city. You've been here for a while. You make great meals for people. People love coming to your restaurant.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you, where were you originally from, and also where did you grow up at?
I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So I grew up in Boston and Roxbury and Dorchester, Massachusetts.
Gotcha. Did you grow up there as well, or did you move anytime during your...
No, I grew up there.
My
my mother and father from South Carolina, so I spent a lot of time in South Carolina, but Boston is my home.
Gotcha. How was those experiences between, I'm sure Boston and South Carolina are two different places. How were those experiences coming up?
Well, when you grow up in the inner city, it's the inner city. It's
right.
rough. And as you know, Boston in the 60s and 70s was very, very racial, and I was a product of the busing that went on. And you go to South Carolina, it was country.
Right.
So it was a country life. It was peaceful. I like the country life better.
So to speak. Got you. While you were growing up, did you have any role models that stood out to you while you were coming up?
My parents have always been my role models. Okay. My father especially. I was a daddy's boy, never was a mama's boy. And but I had some school teachers that I looked up to.
Okay.
In the 6th grade was Mr. Marshall, very influential in my life.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good to hear. What did you attend in high school in Boston?
With all the problems in busing, we moved and I went to Brockton High School on the South Shore. Okay, gotcha. Okay, after high school, did you move anywhere and attend college anywhere differently? Or Tennessee State. I wanted to get out of the Northeast. The blizzard of 1978, who's ever old enough to know that, the blizzard of 1978, I told my mother, if I ever live through this, I'm headed south and I'm never coming back. But I wanted to, I felt I was losing my identity as an African American. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to go to HBCU, and my sister was a year ahead of me, and she went to Tennessee State. Okay. So she told me the weather's good and the girls are pretty. Gotcha. And I said, done, I'm there.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what was your connection to TSU being from Boston and things like that? So your sister went there before you?
Yeah, and I had an uncle and an aunt that lived here. Okay. So there was some family here.
Got you. So was TSU back in that day, just guessing the 70s, right?
Late 70s, early 80s.
How was TSU coming up then in the late 70s? How was TSU looked at, or how was your experience at TSU back then?
My experience was good. Okay. I was proud. Mm-hmm. When you see that you have black professors and that you have things you don't see growing up in Boston, mm-hmm. that there's educators and that there's very educated people that are of the same skin tone as you. Right. That it gives you a sense of pride. Yes. So I was very happy for that.
Right. What was your initial motivation to start cooking, and how did you learn? Who kind of brought you on board?
My initial motivation with cooking was during one summer, my mother told all of us that she was going to teach us how to cook in case something ever happened to her, because we couldn't depend on Dad. Right. And so my mother was a great cook, fantastic cook. She just didn't like spice. Black pepper and garlic was too spicy for her. Mm-hmm. So I always liked spice. Out of the 7 of us, I liked spice. And I was the only one. But my older sister started cooking, and she did a really good job at it. And I said, if she can do it, I can do it. So I just started cooking.
Gotcha. With that being said, will you call yourself a better cook than her now? Or?
Way better. Not even close.
Not even close. I got you. What made you want to, so with taking that talent, right? What made you want to start your own business, or how did you first get into that?
Well, in college, I bartended. I was a bartender for TGI Fridays down Ellingson Place. That's no longer there. Right. Then got married. I managed restaurants, and my experience, my expertise was always liquor, beer, and wine, bar manager. But got married, and when I got divorced, I got custody of my son. And I used to always help restaurants with liquor menus and the food menu. So I always had a expertise in taste. But once I had custody of my son, I realized I better start cooking because the money is less, but the hours are better. Because I wanted to raise my son. I wanted to get to know him versus throwing him in daycares.
Right.
So I went in the kitchen and started cooking. And I always knew how to cook, so there was nothing to be afraid of. And I just went to another level, So I worked for a company that they put me through their chef program, and I got certified as a chef, and that was it.
Gotcha. Yeah, because being a bartender, being over the bar area, you probably not getting off to 1, 2, 3 a.m., you know, stuff like that. So
3, 4,
5 a.m. Sheesh. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that probably looked better for you. So now the chef school, did you learn a lot there, or was it kind of just like a license you had to have to get into?
It's a license. I already knew what I was doing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Also, I've been a professional baker for 7 years.
Okay.
I stepped out of cooking and went into baking for 7 years.
Gotcha. Did you have any challenges in starting your own restaurant and catering business? And if you did, how did you overcome them?
There's always challenges. Lots of challenges. You never have enough money unless you're filthy rich. And if you're filthy rich, why would you start a restaurant? But so that's my thinking.
All right.
Those benches that we're sitting on, I ran out of money before I opened Big Al Deli, and I didn't have any money to buy benches, so I took them out of my apartment.
Yeah.
So that to the benches. So yeah, every penny I had saved is either buy a house or buy a business. I said I'm gonna buy a business because that's what my heart said and I always wanted to do. The pandemic has changed everything. So basically, after being in business for 6 years, the pandemic hit, survived the pandemic, and so now it's just reinventing yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So I love catering. You know, I always consider myself a caterer more than a restaurateur.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, what year did you open up Big Al's?
I need my son here, so I can't. 10.5 years ago.
10.5 years ago.
Whatever that was.
We'll say close. 2003, since we just entered 2004. I mean 2014.
Yeah.
2024. Golly. 2024. We'll say 2003. 2004. Okay. Were you guys always here in Salem Town?
Yes, always in
so
Salem Town.
You guys have been here. That's pretty good, man.
Well, this is the first and only place I think I'll ever be.
Gotcha.
Unless God sends me somewhere else.
I got you. How would you describe your cooking style to the public? How would you describe your cuisine and cooking style?
It's Southern cooking. It's not soul food.
Okay.
Soul food puts you in the grave. I don't want to put I don't want to put people in the grave. So it's Southern food with a twist. I throw my spicy palate in there. Okay. And my mind is always working, so the menu changes every day. There's a base menu, but that's just half the menu. The menu changes every day. So every day you come in, there's going to be something different. But let's say if meatloaf is on Wednesday, if you like meatloaf and you came in on a Friday and there's no meatloaf, ask me.
Right.
I'll probably have some in the cooler. I'll microwave you some and take care of you.
Right.
Too many people are afraid to ask, what they want. I'm here to serve.
Right.
If you want it, I'll find a way to get it.
Right. Instead of just because you don't see it on the menu and leave or feel like they can't talk to you,
that's a bad part of restaurants where they don't talk to their customers.
I guess you. What food or drinks do you guys specialize in here at Big Al? Like what couple?
All right, as far as drinks, it's non-alcoholic, but sweet tea. Don't order sweet tea unless you want real Southern sweet tea. It's sweet. You might lose a finger or a toe. It's so sweet, but it's real sweet tea. I brew it myself.
All right.
I brew the coffee myself. Signature dishes, shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
Low country South Carolinian. Spicy with a lot of flavor, not overly spicy. Chicken fried banana pork loin. It's nowhere else in the world. It's that menu floated in my head for 7 years, and then I opened up Big Al Deli, and I said, I'm going to make chicken fried banana pork loin. It's my spin on chicken fried steak.
Gotcha. That's a nice spin. I never heard that before.
Then you have, I do chipotle raspberry chicken, jalapenos marmalade chicken. Those are signature dishes.
Gotcha. Did you get that influence from somewhere else, or did you always? Is it something you came up with in your head and you kind of started?
Something came up with in my head.
Okay, you perfected it on the. That's pretty good, man.
How I come up with recipes? They come to me in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. So I usually keep a pen and pad on my nightstand, and I wake up, I write something down, and then in the morning when I really wake up, I read it and oh, okay, let me try it. So then the tweaking starts. You start cooking it, and you know, maybe after 10 or 15 tries, bam, I have it right.
Now, do you taste it yourself, or do you give it to family members, friends, people you trust to give you feedback on?
I taste it myself.
Taste it yourself. So as long as it passes your taste buds, it's
No. Then I run it as a special.
Okay, gotcha.
So then I'll let you guys, if you like it, then it stays on the menu. So there's nothing on this menu that is on this menu that says, oh, I like it's going to stay on there. No, it's if my customers like it, it stays. If they don't like it, and there've been some very good dishes that are really good, but they just didn't fit. Big Al says I had to take them off. Now, there's not a lot, but one in particular I really like, but no one really cared for it that much. So
I got you. Do you guys do a lot of catering requests?
A lot of catering.
Okay.
A lot of corporate catering. A lot of weddings. People don't realize I do 12 to 14 weddings a year.
That's a lot, man.
And but I do a lot. But it's so funny because a lot of people, well, I got 150 people for my wedding, or 100 people for my wedding. I'm like, that's fine. You know, I did 3 caterings that are 250 last week. You know, it's you're
the number not gonna scare you.
The number doesn't scare me unless you get at least, you know. I get serious when it gets 2,000 or more.
That's more than a lot.
That's Cigna. That's HCA. It gets really. You gotta put your thing. You gotta sit down with a planner.
Right.
Start planning this stuff out.
Right. I got you. So with us being in Salem Town, and Salem Town being in the heart of Nashville, what made you pick this particular area?
God.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know anything about Salem Town. Matter of fact, I have a friend who told me about this location. And I didn't know 4th Avenue went this far down. I thought it was, the interstate was down here. Right. So I was living in Antioch at the time. I drove here, and I said, this joker played a joke on me. Yeah, I'm going to hit the interstate, a dead end. And I saw this place. It was boarded up, just had a little window that you could see through the front door.
That was it.
That was it. And all I needed was a sink, and a ventilation system, because I was going to rent about 1,200 square feet from the Small Business Administration, the incubation center, and I was buying equipment because I was going to just be a caterer. Right. But once this came available, I said, well, let me rent this place out because I have the opportunity of getting walk-in traffic. It didn't happen overnight. Right. Maybe 2 years later, it started happening. It was rough.
Now, would you say with you opening your restaurant and you also having catering, does the restaurant help your catering business? People come in, they're able to sit down, eat, get to know you, and then if they have an event, it's an easier, you know, then some people that got catering business, they just put flyers up or try to, you know, but to actually come in, eat your food, and then if they have an event, wedding,
word of mouth,
like that, word of mouth?
Word of mouth. I get a majority of my catering is corporate catering, and it's from people from out of town. Or it's from somebody from Florida that says, I got to come to Nashville and I got to buy 75 lunches for you guys. Who should I use? And they say, well, use Big Al. Gotcha. So it's just word of mouth. The best form of advertisement is still word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Gotcha. Do you think your restaurant will have a positive impact on this community, including the residents and students for years to come going forward?
Yeah. Yes, because how should I put it? I'm a Christian first, and I like treating people the way I want to be treated. And my customers tell me that that's the difference, that when they go to a restaurant, no one talks to them. They just want their money. And I want to get to know you. You don't happen to come to Big Al's Deli. This is off the beaten path. You come here for a reason. And I am honored that everybody walks through this door. Everybody's the same, no matter how big you are, how rich you are, whatever status. It doesn't matter. All of my customers we're all family.
Gotcha. That's good to hear, man. Have you had any well-known people in the Nashville community or elsewhere visit your restaurant?
Yeah, a lot. I get laryngitis if I keep the governor, the mayor, musicians. You know, Sturgill Simpson's good friend of mine. John Prine, God rest his soul. The Black Keys. A lot of songwriters. A lot of lawyers. Just a lot of. But everybody's the same. Right. You know, when you come here, you're going to be sitting by somebody sometimes that are close to somebody, because it's a small area, that you don't know. But I'm going to make sure you're going to have a conversation with the people right next to you. Like my six top, if I get busy and I don't have a party at 6, well, I turn that six top into like 2 parties at 2. And, you know, I make sure everybody mingles and talks to each other, because it's a small world. You're going to realize you have more in common with people than you think with a stranger. So it's fun. Yeah, you just got to talk and get to know people. Just have a conversation. I got you. What would be considered some of your biggest accomplishments so far related to your restaurant? I'm still here. I'm still here. I got you. That God is continuing to bless me. That my prayer life keeps increasing. That during COVID, I never let one employee go. I never, because I said, my employees are my family. They're my backbone. They're the backbone of Big Al Deli. It's not me. They're the ones who, like my son, washes the dishes, does a lot of the dirty work. I don't do that. Right. But I said, if I go down, then we all go down. It's not, well, I can let this one go and that one go. They have families. They have bills. They have responsibilities. So it was really important to me to say, let me keep everybody employed. If I can't employ everybody, then I need to go out of business. Right. I got you. Would you ever consider opening additional restaurants in any different locations in the city or anywhere else, or franchising it at all? Well, I will say no, but if the money's right, I will say yes. Right. It's all about business. And I tell people this all the time. They're like, you need a second location, a third location. It's hard trying to staff one restaurant. You know, when you look at, y'all don't see it from my end. Right. I know that some of these restaurants have people in their kitchen that should not be cooking. But it's just a staff shortage. They have to do what they have to do to keep the doors open. So there's a quality that you have that I want to stand by, hold on to. I'm terrified of saying, running 2 businesses. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Run back and forth? Right. No, it's if God tells me you're moving or you're doing this and that, then I'm moving. But right now, I'm not focused on that. I'm just trying to be a better Big Al. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Do you have any advice for anyone having an interest in starting up a restaurant business? Or be Yeah, I got a lot of advice. What would be a couple key points you would give them? If they came to you and said, hey, man, I'm looking to open up my own restaurant business. I know you've been in the game for a while. What would be a couple quick points? Don't take out loans. Okay. It's one thing I said to myself, that when I started this business, that I wasn't going to take out a bunch of loans. I didn't want business partners. Because whoever has the most money is the boss. Right. Now, if I got a business partner, they might tell me, I want you to fire your son. I want to put my man in there, or my girl in there. But they had the majority of the money. So they're going to be in control. They're going to be in control. Yeah. So if you want to be your own boss, do not, that have more money than you do, and you have your expertise means nothing when it comes to money. Also, you better be tough. If you're not tough, you're gonna find out you're weak. Because you're gonna find out how tough you are, because this is a hard business. The profit margin is very small, and if you're doing it to make money, you probably won't be successful.
You gotta have a different motivation coming by.
You have a different motivation. Yeah. Also, make sure that you get a mentor, because there's so many things that you don't understand of codes and things like that. And you say codes, there's bills that you have to pay and that a contract that you have to do that you're not aware of. So don't jump in all willy-nilly, because you're gonna find out before you know it, you spent $10,000, $15,000 that you hadn't planned on spending.
Right. Oh, yeah, I got you. Have you seen the way you cook and how you run your business impact the community in a positive way?
Yes. Okay. Yes, because my cooking style is different.
Gotcha.
So, you're not gonna go across town and get the same food from Big Al's at Big Al's Deli somewhere else. Gotcha. So I wanted to be original, because when you're off the beaten path, you better be special.
Right. Gotcha. All right. With that being said, how can people reach out to you if they need to get your services for catering or kind of find out where you are? How can they reach out to you and contact you?
My address is 1828 4th Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee 37208. You can come by. You can go to Big Al's Deli and catering.com and look at my catering website. Look at my website, which I don't know if it's going to air, but my website is ready to come out, a new one.
Okay.
In about a week. I have the best food stylist in the United States style my food. She's Teresa. She's fantastic. Great webman and Jerron. So I'm very excited, because I'm looking forward to competing with caterers that are beating me. Yeah.
So you say you're going to catch up to him real quick. So
I don't catch up with him. I'm going to get ahead of him.
Yeah. I got you. All
right. I'm aggressive. I don't mind competition.
Right.
But I'm very aggressive. I don't look like it, but I am. I'm very aggressive.
You got to be in your, in the restaurant business. Something's got to drive you other than, like you said, the cooking or the money. You got to have that extra drive to.
You better be self-motivated, because there's going to be a lot of days where you don't feel like working, but the bills got to get paid. And then there's going to be days when your help doesn't come in, and you're going to have to do the work of 2 or 3 people. That's just part of it. You can't get mad because the cook didn't show up. The life goes on.
Yes, sir.
8 o'clock comes, the door, you got to put that open side on and open up.
People going to be outside waiting, right?
Saturday. Oh, my goodness.
If y'all haven't come on Saturday, come on Saturday. It'll be open real early.
We open at 9. Don't come at 10.
Come at 10. You ain't going to have nowhere to park.
You'll be nowhere to park. It'll be an hour wait. Nothing I can do. Matter of fact, you won't even see. My head is down cooking. My son and my waitress will talk to you.
Yeah, try to keep you busy. All right, with that said, I appreciate you sitting down with me.
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
And I wish you a great 2024. This is a new year. Everybody's got goals in mind that we all want to accomplish this year. It's just the start of it. It's just January, and we all going to put our heads down and work hard this year in every profession. So appreciate you giving me your time. You didn't have to do this. I appreciate you sitting down with me.
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to let more people know about Big Al's Deli.
Yes, sir. All right. And with that, this is Live with KB. We're going to wrap this up. You guys check this out when it comes out. And join us next time. This is Live with KB. Have a good one.